Hello, fourth graders. Congratulations. You've got your first recorder. And as we said today in class, there's just a few rules that I wanted to go over with you. And then I was going to show you where you put your fingers so that if you are home and you want to watch this at home and practice, you may. So remember, number one, we only play our recorders at home or in the music room. So that means we don't play it in the hallway. We do not take it out for recess. We do not play it on the bus. Probably not a good idea to play it at Walmart, although if your parents say it's okay, you go right ahead. You also can play it outside at home if mom and dad don't want you playing in the house, which happens sometimes, and that's okay too. So the other thing is when you get your recorders, you have those fun little tassels at the end. I don't have tassels, I have a neck strap. But it's important that we never swing our recorder around by the tassels, because if it hits it in just the right place, it can actually shatter or break in half. So we have to be very, very careful. Now, if it happens to break in half or this breaks off, sometimes I can fix it. So don't be afraid to bring it in and see if I can glue it for you. I have special epoxy plastic glue, and sometimes I can make them work. Sometimes I can't. But we do have recorders in here in the room. So if you break one, you can't take it home, but I will assign you a recorder here in the room, and you can keep it here in the room. It'll be something that you can play for practices in the room. You can keep your bands on them, and we can use it for concerts for Grandparents' Day. So we're going to start first with looking at a recorder. And if you look here, this is the front. Now mine says Kingsley on here, and I think yours say Canto on it. And that is the front. You can also, if this doesn't here, you can also tell there's a hole here, and that is the front. In the back, there is no hole. So in the front, you're going to see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the back, we have one hole. You're going to take your left hand, you're going to put your thumb on the hole. Now, in the back, okay? And on the front, you put your fingers on 1, 2, and 3. Now, we're not going to worry about these yet. We're not going to get there. So I always used to hold mine right here where the end is. And eventually, we will put our fingers right here on these 3. Now, why is it important to use your left hand? Because down here at the bottom, when we start playing, we have this funky little pinky key. And when I play with my left hand on top, it's very, very easy for me to play that pinky key. If I put my right hand on top, which may feel weird if you're right-handed. I'm right-handed too. Look, I can't put my finger on it unless I move my finger really strange over here, and it makes it really hard to keep my fingers on the hole. So it's very important that we use our left hand on the top. Plus, all of the instruments, the flute, the clarinet, the alto saxophone, all of those woodwind instruments, guess what? Our left hand has to be on the top. So it's just good to get that feel. Okie dokie. So our thumb goes on here. Our first note is B. B is just your thumb and your first finger. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play 4 Bs, and then I'm going to rest. And then I'm going to play 4 Bs, and I'm going to rest. You ready to play with me? Here we go. We got our thumb on the back, finger, and their holes are completely covered. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Rest, 2, ready, go. Now, I'm not blowing very hard at all. If you go, you go, oh, and that's not fun to listen to, okay? So B is our first finger. Now let's do A. A has 2 legs, just like this, and we use 2 fingers. Thumb, 1, and 2, okay? I know I don't say thumb very much, but he gets to stay there pretty much all the time. So this is our A. We're going to blow gently, and this time I'm going to play my A for 4 counts and then rest. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 2, ready, play. Very nice. Okay, our last one that we're going to practice is our G. have our thumb on the back. G is 3. It rhymes 1, 2, 3. Now, the more fingers we get on here, the harder it is to play. We have to play very gently. So I'm barely blowing into it at all. Okay, that is not hard enough. If it's screeching really high, it's too much. So let's try 4 G's. 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, and your thumb. Okay, here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3 fingers, G. 1, 2, 3 fingers, G. Not too hard. So this last time, I'm going to make your fingers move on you. So this time, we're going to put our thumb, and we're going to go first finger first. And then we're going to play that 4 times. And then I'm going to say 2 fingers, A. And we'll play that 4 times. And then I'll say 3 fingers, G. And then I'll play that 4 times. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1 finger. 1, 2, 2 fingers. 1, 2, 3 fingers. Ooh, we can make music. Now, what happens if your notes aren't sounding right? Well, there's a couple things you can try. If for some reason your notes sound like this, that means your thumb is not on the hole or not on the hole all the way. Look at my thumb. You see that circle? That means my thumb is pushed in there really, really, really hard. Look at that. It looks like a blister, but that's just the hole in the back. So I'm pushing all of my thumb all the way on that. Here we go. To see the difference. Here's with my thumb. Without my thumb. So if that's the problem, that's what you're hearing, it's because your thumb's not all the way on. The other thing is if your fingers up front here are not all the way on, it can make it sound. So if you don't get any change, it probably means your fingers aren't all the way on the holes. And again, look, the middle one especially. Do you see that little dent? That's because I'm pushing my fingers in there really, really hard. Okay? If you're having trouble and you can't get it, that's fine. Remember, it's kind of hard to play an instrument for the first time. And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay for it to sound kind of weird at the beginning. Guess what? I don't have a class after your class in the afternoon, so you can come in and you can ask for help, okay, as long as your teachers know. The other thing is I bet almost all of your parents had to do this in grade school, and some of them might still know how to play. I know I did it in grade school. Mine weren't near as pretty. So you can always ask your parents, do you remember how to do this? They might say no, and that's okay. You can always come ask me. Another thing is, you know your classmates, sometimes they know how to do it. Some people get it along, they just get it. It's just easy, which is not always fair. And some people never get it. And guess what? That's okay. As long as you are trying your hardest, you are going to do fine in recorder. Okay? I grade you on lots of different things. Are you putting your fingers on the right holes? Even if the sounds aren't coming out right. Okay? So don't be afraid. Okay, I am going to say goodbye today, but I am going to do my best to make videos for each and every one of your songs so that you can go home and practice your recorder on YouTube. Okie dokie. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you soon. Bye.